Throughout this video, we will introduce you to the many different aspects of the Rousseau WM multi-purpose frame. Our product can transform your work table into a well-organized and versatile space. 5 elements will be presented during this video. First off, dimension logic and selection according to the size of your work surface. Next, the load capacity of your structure. Then, assembling your uprights according to the type of work surface you have. It is important to remember that the Rousseau multi-purpose frame was designed to be installed on any workstation, even one from the competition, or a homemade table, as long as it's durable enough to support the frame and its contents. The fourth element we will look at is the logic of how all of the components are assembled, and finally, how easy it is to reconfigure your workspace without the use of tools. Let's begin with the available dimensions to better understand the possibilities. Rousseau offers several frame dimensions. For the height, you have a choice of 24, 36, and 48 inches. This last one is the ideal height for overhead accessories, such as lights. Now, let's look at the possibilities for the frame width. If you have a work surface that is 36 inches wide, you must use a 28-inch wide frame. For a surface that is 48 inches wide, a 28-inch single frame is a possibility, but we recommend a 34-inch wide frame. For a surface that is 60 inches wide, you can install a single frame. However, we recommend a double frame 56 inches center on center. Finally, for a 72-inch wide work surface, you can install any of the aforementioned configurations, but the optimal solution being the 68-inch wide frame. The durable construction of our frames and the thickness of the steel used guarantee you a solid structure that will stand up to your everyday needs. The single frame has a load capacity of 300 pounds, while our double frame has a load capacity of up to 500 pounds. Here are the 2 structural components that must be assembled in order to install your WM multi-purpose frame: the uprights and the cross members. If you are installing your WM frame on a work surface that is less than 1.5 inches thick or in poor condition, you should use this reinforcer. This is recommended for all frames that are being installed on workstations that were not sold by Rousseau. Here are some of the more popular accessories used on Rousseau frames: shelves, overhead cabinet, supports, lights, power outlet strip, power outlet channel, panels, as well as a multitude of accessories that can be installed along the outside of the upright. The assembly guide and the bag of hardware can be found in the same box as the frame uprights. Here are the tools that you will need depending on the type of work surface you have. Here are the drill bit sizes that you will need depending on the type of work surface you have. The first step is to assemble the uprights to the work surface. Correctly drilling the work surface is critical to being able to easily assemble the other components. This is why Rousseau created a template for all standard configurations. First step consists of marking the center of the work table. Then, using the optional template, simply make a mark for the holes that you need to drill according to the configuration you are using. For example, on the 60-inch wide work surface, we are installing a 56-inch wide double frame. If you don't have a template, the technique consists of first marking the center of the work table along the back edge of the work surface. You can then measure the distance and make additional marks according to the configuration you are using. In our case, the distance is 28 inches. Next, place your uprights and align the holes with the marks that you have made on the back edge of the work surface. Make sure that the upright is correctly positioned before marking the holes. Repeat the same operation for all of the uprights that need to be installed. You are now at the drilling step. For wood and plastic laminated tops, use a 3/16 drill bit. Drill a 1-inch deep hole for a wood top and a 3/8 inch deep hole for a plastic laminated top. For steel tops with a particle board core, drill a hole 3/8 inches deep. If you are installing a WM14 reinforcer, the holes for the uprights need to accommodate the 2.5 inch bolts. In this case, the hole diameter needs to be 9/32, and you have to drill clean through the thickness of the work surface. If you have a painted steel top that is approximately 1/8 inches thick, you should use a 13/64 drill bit. If you are drilling a stainless steel top, here are the types of lubricants and drill bits that Rousseau recommends. You will also need to adjust your drill speed to avoid overheating the bit. The next step is to attach the uprights to the work surface. Use the 1-inch screws for all types of work surfaces, except if you are using the WM14 reinforcers directly under the uprights. Make sure you don't over-tighten. You don't want to strip your hardware. In the case of a steel top, you must use wood reinforcers under the uprights that are not installed directly above a leg. This will provide rigidity when your accessories will be installed on the frame. Be sure that everything is stable and no screws are missing before moving on to the next step. You're now ready to install the cross members at the top of the uprights. As shown, begin by folding the security tab at each end. Insert the cross members into the uprights using the hooks. Then, unfold the tabs in order to secure the hooks in place. There you go. Your frame is now correctly installed. Now we are going to look at the logic associated with assembling Rousseau accessories. First off, let's begin with the accessories that are installed in the holes on the front of the uprights. All of these accessories are equipped with security features that prevent them from unhooking and falling by accident. The shelves are a good example. The overhead cantilever supports allow you to install an overhead light or a tool rail. Both are installed at the very top of the uprights. They too are equipped with a security tab. Another assembly technique is that of sliding accessories into the aluminum extrusion on the side of the uprights. This is a Rousseau patented design. For example, this whiteboard is installed with a kit of 4 brackets. Simply insert, pivot, and tighten. Repeat the process for the 3 other brackets, making sure they are level. The brackets for the new Rousseau articulating arms are also installed on the sides of the uprights. Another assembly technique uses the holes on the front and the back of the uprights. For example, with this adapter to install a light. Simply insert the 2 pieces and tighten. Solid and impossible to accidentally unhook. The last assembly demonstration is for the overhead LED light that is installed on the overhead cantilever supports. In this case, the adapter is pre-assembled on the light, and then the entire unit is slid into the support from one end. The handle is then tightened to keep everything in place. Here are some other accessories that can be installed on the WM uprights. there you have it, a well-organized workstation that's ready to be used. The last important aspect to be presented in this video is how easy it is to reconfigure your workspace and adapt it to your changing needs. Each and every Rousseau accessory has been carefully designed by our R&D team so that it is easy to add, move, or pivot, making your life easier. In all of the examples that we have shown you today, you can see how you can change your configuration as often as you need to, without having to use any tools. As you can see, it's easy and ingenious.